of COT, the US and China and others, they don't follow us in these rules. Mrs. Gardini, for 2 minutes.
Sì, grazie, signor Presidente. Parliamo di...
Thank you, President. We're talking about reconciling the protection of the environment with economic concerns, a shared concern. A more efficient use of resources will play a primary role, and it's very much our job to ensure that we have a development model which will meet the needs of current generations without undermining the ability of future generations to satisfy their needs. I still feel very much convinced that we need here to change our culture. There's something of an over-dirigist approach in the Commission's approach, but I think the rapporteur has addressed that. Many of the arguments have already been raised. I'm concerned about the switch of tax from labour to the environment. Without a proper impact assessment at a macroeconomic level, that sort of measure may achieve the effect of worsening the already serious tax burden on European citizens. Mr. Florence has already made the point. I don't think it's up to us to decide whether or not our fellow citizens should be eating animal protein. Rather, I think there's greater benefit in underscoring the point Parliament made that we shouldn't be wasting food, bearing in mind that something like 20% of food ends up being melted down as refuse. So I hope we can have a more constructive and realistic approach. I would back those proposals above all that are aimed towards promoting the role of SMEs in technological innovation. But we need to work with the help of reliable figures on production. We need very clear figures on energy efficiency, not just on economic figures. We need some input from real scientific experts. And we have to be careful that we don't rush into things and take a leap in the dark. Thank you.
Frau Kollegin Gardini.
Mrs. Gardini. Mr. Bütikofer would like to put a question to you. Would you accept that?
Herr Bütikofer.
Mr. Bütikofer.
President, Frau Kollegin,
Thank you, President.